Going to be fun to hang out with you today. We've got some heavy cab builds with some whirls. So, getting in here, what do we have underneath? We've got some big pieces of heavy armor all down the side. You know, you got to kind of find places to stack the armor on. If you put it on the back of your build, you're going to be better able to keep it from getting shot. And also that's just kind of where it works out if you put your whirls up on the front. I put them up here across the front. They do get some protection from this. I also like them mounted back here, and we can kind of play around with that when we do our build today. But this seemed to work pretty well. And, you know, obviously I've just got like every APC roof and truck side and everything you can put on here. Under here we have a generator, one seal. It's a heavy cab, so you only get 11 energy, so you know that really just leaves the 3 whirls, which are 12 energy plus 1 extra energy for the seal. And so that is why, well, among other reasons, we're using the hot red. Just give us a little bit more power. Now these tracks here, these give you a little more tonnage than small tracks, so in this case we wanted more tonnage so we can use heavier parts. So if we load this up, let's see here. So this is our work in progress that we're starting out with here. And if we load this up, you can see that it has 2800 durability. So let's just play a round or two with this. What are we trying to do here? One thing is that we're trying to be limited by power score. There comes a point in power score where you just kind of go up to the next level, and having more armor doesn't work. You really need more weapons. So I wanted to try to keep it low enough where we're getting some good matches. We're able to kind of shred some people with our whirls. And it looks like we got a pretty good match here. People down to 8100. So with these, the perk is affected by being up close. So we're going to go close. We have 50% resistance to damage due to the train plow, the snow plow on the front with the basket. Now, we want to go in there and let's focus a person like that. I don't think we really do. Hit quite a bit already, but what we'll do is we'll just kind of bother them a little bit. We're also getting this annihilator drone on us now. But that whirl that we lost, it was from the side. So I do think that there is some. Looks like we're still getting some decent protection from. Yeah. Okay, so did it help us? Well, we almost ran out of hit points by the time that the whirls were stripped. So I'd say, yeah, it worked out pretty good. So let's go back to the garage and see if we can't do something a little bit different. Let's actually look at a different build and see if that would work any better. So here is a version of this build. Similar power score. This has a humpback. It's got the CK on it, so it looks a little funny. This only has 2100 durability, but we didn't want to. We were going to run out of tonnage pretty fast on this. So similar build. It's got under here the generator and 1 seal radio, small radar on the back. Very similar build. So let's see if this works any bit better. So the difference between this build and the Bastion is obviously the perk. So in the Bastion, you're getting 50% extra damage resistance on the front of the build, which is nice. And then with this build, you get additional bonus damage based on how much damage you take. So ideally, you would want to armor this thing up as much as you can. And I think that at this power score, I was kind of targeting a power score. You know, I think I would need... This may not be ideal because I have a lot more maximum mass available on this cabin to armor it up. And so I think, you know, put some more tracks on there, armor it up really big. You know, the power score balloons up too, but so does the durability. So we'll just have to see how this works. But the other thing about this build is that you can see I have the Whirls. They're mounted behind the cabin. So hopefully they're just going to shoot my cabin, and that's going to soak some damage, and then we're going to keep our Whirls a little bit longer. But you never really know. Okay. So we're real slow. So let's go and help our friend here. Looks like there's a good convergence of stuff. If we can get in close, we can get a lot of photos. Sorry about that. Already there now. See now, there's a lot of people around. Just get. See now, those cannon shots. Is it gonna? Oh, so we don't want to stay there and rip and shoot us. Did they? Looks like the cannon shots are taken pretty well. There we go. Say hello to your fat man up there. Can we shoot them off? Shoot one off. And oh boy, I sure missed my other seal. Okay, there we go. Okay. Alright, so there, yeah, okay, fine. You're bothering me. One thing is, not matched you up, so let's just... Oh boy. Well, that was fun. So this should be pretty quick. I'll let the team kind of win here real quick. Or they're doing pretty great though. Rose, Alper. That's okay. But how did we do it? So we did do a little bit better. We survived quite a while. I do like the idea of putting the weapons behind the cabin. And so do I have anything else that I did? Let's see here. That's the Bastion. Okay. So this is a little bit bigger humpback, and we'll try this one here. So this one has 3,000 durability, and it's on some augers. So it's melee resistant. You can see I did my trick of laying the armor flat. You know, those are just to protect my same little parts. Not too much with the parts in there. Just the hot red and the seal. My little radar there. I know it's kind of a funny little radar to put on this, but keep my weight down. It can fit in that little hole and be shielded. I just had a lot of extra room on this build. Again, I have my humpback up front. Hopefully you just take damage straight in the cab, which doesn't blow anything off, and then that gets the humpback angry for humpback up to 30% increase in damage at 1,000 damage. So if this is 3,000 damage, so we could get that built up a few different times when the humpback gets angry. So, all right. The challenge with this, though, is unlike those other builds, we're at 9,400. So we're going to get some tougher matches here, and our guns aren't any better. But with the heavy cabin, we still may do okay because we do have, you know, over 1,000 more durability, or 1,000 durability than our other lesser PS car. So what do we think about it? How's it going to do? And then what other kind of things can we do in our build today to make it the best it can be? If you folks have any comments or any preferences, any preferences for which cab you want me to build with, you can shoot that over. Always feel free to PM me. If you want to subscribe to my channel, that'd be fine, but honestly, just even a follow would be really nice. And if you do that and you send me a message, I will build the car for you. So that sounds like a fun thing for everybody. I sure like it. You don't even have to follow me to have me build the car. Just send me a message. Attach that harpoon. I don't have a harpoon on it. And so, yeah, I always I build a lot of cars for my friends. Once I know someone's username in Crossout, I can look up their levels and see what parts might be available. Oh, sorry. Yeah, but that just made us angry 17%, 18%. So, that's okay. That kid angry. Alright, let's try to have fire. Let's try to just be angry for a minute. So now we're at full 30%. Hey, buddy. Sorry. I don't want to be in there. It's fire. Sorry, Brian. See, now, wait a minute. How did I lose it? No matter where you go, fire all the time. And so, I'm thinking that with this build, it's helpful to have guns under a little bit more. Is it fun to run them with augers? Absolutely. But let's take a look at this build and see what we can do. So I'm on the chat, so if you folks need anything, I noticed that most people are watching these videos after hours after I do them. But I do tend to do it around 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock West Coast time. Usually kind of shoot towards that time, but maybe not right away. But if you want to watch them later, that's fine. I'm also thinking about putting all these videos up on YouTube because I've been surprised at how many people are watching them. And I know Crossout's kind of confusing on the build side sometimes, so if it can help just one person, I'm happy. Former life, I worked on a lot of different stuff. One thing I did was work on basic life support for healthcare providers for American Heart Association. That trained a lot of people. So my whole family's teachers. So I guess I like to try to help out people if I can. Okay, so that's a pretty cool build. I keep forgetting about strafing. Boy. That's a very Firestarters build.
Come on, fellas. Hold steady, we're almost there.
Let's try. Those incinerators are tough to make work. What are you doing here? Triple judge. Oh boy. Flying hard when you shoot that thing. That's cool.
That was fast.
Nice shot. Nice shot, DJ War PT. Stripped off one of my guns too, so you can see it. Oh boy. Oh, didn't get it. But it was fun. For fuck's sake, yep. Yeah. Alright, so how do we do? Still did okay. But let's see if we can't find a way to make this build better. Alright. So I guess, the only thing I could do is let's just start from scratch and kind of see what we come up with today. So as always, I'm looking for my best frames. I think if we're going to use the humpback, we're going to have to just try it and see how it goes. Alright, so the only thing we really need to get under our cab is just this P1U charge. Some people run and get gas, fuel barrels and whatnot, which is also a good thing to do, but I'm not doing that right now. And then we know we're going to need a seal. Put that there. Always want to put a radio on. Just kind of remember this stuff before you start getting all the way into the build and forget to put that on. Alright, so is this wide enough? Well, we can see what we think about that. So it looks like we're going to use meat grinders. I'd say if we can. We can do this a couple different ways. One way would be to do it like this and have a lot of it out front. And that way, if we lose, notice I'm attaching it to both frames. So if we lose our meat grinder, it's really just an extraneous part. Hopefully people will shoot our meat grinders before they shoot our weapons. Okay, so we've got quite a bit of tonnage. We know we're going to need a generator. Not a generator, we already have that on there. We knew we were going to need an engine. I like that side facing out. At least a ruby. We can put a better radar on there if we want, but that will be easy to box up there. And, you know, just as I did that, I realized that actually needs to go somewhere else. So we're gonna have to figure out where we want to put this stuff, because I think that the 3 Whirls are gonna have to go behind the cabin. So can we do anything interesting with this? I don't know if that's gonna work or not. Hopefully straight. Let's see. But I'm going to say no on that. Let's just put it up here. We'll find a spot for it. So, as usual, first worry about your energy. So since we, always want to be mindful of power score, that you can do this with 2 gun mounts. And just space them out a little bit. Still get it to mount across 3. That just saves you a little bit of PS. Those gun mounts are high PS. You could definitely put 1 per each if you wanted to be even stronger, but I do think that it's pretty darn strong. Okay, so we're kind of straddling that. Okay, so where can we put our engine? Will it fit down here? Not really. I might have to make this build wider to fit everything I want in here, but we'll just stay down here for now, and maybe I'll throw a couple of light frames around the edge here. Some 2x6 lights. Some bumpers out the back to protect this stuff. Need to get too worried about it. 2x4. I've got to box that up, and then we're going to need some bumpers and things on there, so kind of put some of that heavy stuff on at the beginning so you can kind of see how much room you have left for armor. I do like the screeners. Terrible bar. If you sort by power score, you can get some pretty good stuff here. Shock absorber. Sort by durability. Some of these tough ones, off-road bumper, those are nice. Bull bar I do like because it does a little bit more melee damage, so I'm probably just going to throw these across the back. They're only 100 pounds, 100 kilograms, and 95 durability, so those are always a good spot. And if someone comes up from underneath, you can kind of mount them like that. I don't know if that helps you get wedged easier, but at least they're taking some damage when they do it. And not that people go around wedging augers that much, since they do damage. Alright, so little radar. Still don't have a spot for you. Put you way out here at the end. Okay, so what do we want to do in the front here? We want to make sure that we don't lose this frame, because that will lose our front track. So let's throw some more frame out there, just a layer of protection. Different ways to do this, so we can kind of decide this is 200 kilograms. Would we rather spend that weight on something else? But let's start with that, and let's go down to durability. Excuse me. So we're sorted by durability. So let's decide what kind of bumpers we want to put on this thing. Obviously, the train plow is the strongest piece. 900 kilograms though, so you're going to give up a lot of armor for putting that on. These screeners are nice. Kind of give us some protection. So that's 400 kilograms versus terrible bars, 323 each. Small plow, 492 each. I think based on the differential and everything, I think that these screeners are going to be a good level of efficiency for this build. Now, we don't want to stop too much stuff from coming and hitting the cabin in the face, because that's what's going to make it angry. All right, I know it's kind of funny, but that's just okay. So durability. Everybody has truck doors. Can't always use them because, you know, they're kind of really heavy and it doesn't really work as easily as you would like a lot of times. But this is a really great example of when truck doors can work really well. I'm just going to throw all 4 of them here like that on the rear, and in order to blow, I mean, even if they do armor penetration through it, it's not going to go all the way through it. So, well, maybe a Scorpion would. So then we're going to do some stuff on the sides here. So what other big heavy parts do we have? We have we have 2 container walls because of our level with the scavengers. So let's think about what we want to do with these. Maybe we want to come up here with this like that, or we could throw it in the back. Let's see here. So then we've got our APC parts. Put those on the outside just because they're slightly prettier. I'm going to need to attach these together a few more places if we want to kind of go this direction. So let's see what this does to our shooting angles. Something's... Oh, you know what? We've got this whole thing. We've got these whole things down 1 level too low. So that is that trick there. So... See? That is how you learn. You just kind of keep trying. Keep looking before you armor your whole thing up, you know, doing a little test drive, making sure you've got the firing angles that you like. Okay, there we go. That's much better. All right, so now that means that we may be able to move this in a little farther. Aha! See, that's nice because then we don't need this whole frame set up. Do like those bull bars back there. Well, let's just go a little lighter. Let's just put a couple more of these lightweight 4x4 frames in there. And bull bars will still go on. See there, everybody's happy there. All right, so now this will actually lay all the way down on the bed of the car, which is nice. And we'll just duplicate them. Control click to duplicate them. Okay, now we've built up our big tower of those, and we've even got a couple of these we can add onto the pile. Just good luck shooting through that, you know, it's a big, tough piece of armor, but that's about the humpback. You know, it's all about getting as much armor on this thing as you can, and then letting that damage bonus work. Okay, so we've got a big stack of armor in the back, not shooting through that. Now what other What other high durability parts do we have? Okay, these APC rears, those are cool looking. So we could kind of decide how are we going to attach these side pieces here. Okay, so an APC rear, you know, that's obviously. We also want to go up a little higher on this armor too. So do we want to kind of do something like this? This can kind of look nice, and you just throw. Now we're using mainly APC parts because we can. Since we've got the weight. So is that high enough? When you kind of come up to the back of the build, do you want to protect a little more? Potentially. Let's see. Let's see what the side pieces are going to do for us. Okay, hard module. That can hold everything together pretty well. Is it attached to the frame? Yeah, it is. We can even go back one deeper there like that. You like that better? Perhaps. I gotta go back to Steppenwolf's to get this. I only have 3 of these hard modules and it bugs me a lot of times. So, but we'll put one more up here. We'll see about that. Anyway, kind of fill in those holes in the side, and then what else do we want to use to fill those in? Well, we can kind of do some fun little venting things, or we could use some APC panels. Those are big and tough. So that is a lot of armor on the back of there. And we're getting close to our tonnage, so we're going to have to start using lighter stuff. So I think that maybe, well, let's see. Let's make this look nice in the bottom. That. This. I don't know about that. I think I want this whole thing to go higher, if I can. I think I want this to be kind of up there. I think that would look cooler. So then we have to find one more thing for our stack. So what can we put in there? Be mindful of people's part limit. Ooh, the APC panel. Those are cool looking. Let's lose this. Actually, let me just throw one more of these. Let's throw this one in here like that. Let's do APC panel. Oh, that's kind of nice looking. And we can still kind of put our little roof part there. Yeah, probably. That's just solid armor back there. So now, little radio, little radar in the back. People put it on the back. Just that way it won't get shot from the front, I guess. Now, it's starting to run out of weight, so we want to kind of think about what do we want to do to seal these end caps. Those kind of look cool. Maybe. No, don't mind that. But just giving it an extra point of protection. Maybe we want to attach this, do a little bit more armoring down here. It's pretty easy to do. APC side part. Someone's looking out there. Could be nice. And you get 2,800 armor. Okay, so we're running out of weight here, so we might even have to kind of switch gears onto lighter weight stuff a little bit sooner, but we can kind of go, okay, we're running out of weight, so what about by power score? What are some pieces that are good? So obviously the power slide doesn't really look right for this build. You know, I don't know. Torino bonnets, we could try something with these, but they're pretty heavy. Large assembly section. This is nice. Nice looking pieces. Doesn't really help us much. They're still 204 kilograms. So obviously these fire starter parts are lighter. I'm running out of spot to put it. I guess you could put it underneath the cab. That's another thing to do when you start running out of space. But I might decide to gotta go buggy rears. Buggy rears are Just generally nice. And we'll soak some damage up. Maybe even want to use some of this kind of spaced armor up here. Sacrificial stuff. Okay. And then if I'm going to do that, I should probably make them connect. Need one more piece. Alright, we'll go to type because now we're playing lunatics. Whaleback? Can we afford a whaleback? No, it's not going to fit. Alright, let's use... So fire, that means our fire's not going to work, but a dipper. A couple of dippers. Yeah, that throws us overweight though. Okay. But we could put one in there. Or, you know, always buggy floor, because that's going to hold everything together really well. So, little happy little buggy floor there. It's not sitting. That really matters. Okay. Alright. So, we've got it armored up to around 3151. Everything's quite a bit farther back. Hopefully they're not going to be able to shoot off those whirls is easy. Alright, now dark green. This looks like it calls for dark green. And I'm going to use it to overwrite this one. Alright. Because this is the one we actually want to see. So I need batteries. Okay, and you know what? Should have test drove it, but what are you gonna do? This is not a fast vehicle, and I'm getting paired up against, you know, people. Looks like up to 11,000 with this. So you notice that I have my power score is over 9,000, so not getting a lot higher matches. So, gotta be a little bit careful, but also the perk of this weapon and the perk of the cabin relies on taking damage, so it should be interesting. Okay, so we're gonna get you. Yeah, let's try it. Say that this car is tough, I think that is a pretty tough car. Although dusk eventually does take it. So now, kind of my point is that you're starting to get to this kind of gray area where the build isn't always working exactly as well as it should, and you know, you're missing out some modules. Would I like this build better with Apollo and more tracks? Probably. It's kind of one of those things where the heavy cabs really are not so much for the lower power score or trying to hit to a certain power score. I think that with these whirls, we're going to have better luck with something like the cabin, Howl, or several other types of cabs. We're gonna build one with that as well. But I did want to do a video about it because it is kind of a tempting possibility to just load as much armor as you can. So get out all of your get out all of your container ship sides and truck doors and heavy pieces of armor that don't always work for every build, and see if you can't. Oh my goodness, close. It's like it's just fire against fire now. Whatever number of kills we got, I know that we got quite a bit of damage on people, so that's kind of what you're going for with this. So I don't really care about the kills so much. Alright. Dusk versus. That was a nice cabin. Are they gonna just waiting for their missiles to recharge? What's going on here? We're just gonna sit there and push each other, huh? Oh boy. Oh, they're trying to get their missiles lined up so they can fire at short range. Don't let them push out the circle, buddy. This is such a weird battle. Come on. Oh. You can't push them into the fire because they don't have enough power. Oh, there they go. Almost. Only 20 seconds left, otherwise I'd just tap out. 20. I'm not gonna hit that person. I think we got it as long as you just stay in the cap. No, don't go, don't leave. Just trying to push him out. He must be out of ammo.
Honestly, I expected
Oh my
far
goodness.
more
Okay.
ferocious resistance.
Well, again, so we did not great, but we had fun. Okay, so I am going to, I think the jury's still out on this build. I think we could do a little bit more with it. Might there be something else that we like a little bit better? You know, I don't know. It's always a challenge. All right, so you want to try build one more whirl build here. So what do we think would work a little bit better than this? You know, I think we did save this, right? Okay, good. So what would work a little bit better than this? Let's see here. So let's just kind of do something real fast for fun. I'm gonna throw down some good frames. Okay. Alright. I'm not going to put them side by side like that, but I just move them there so it's easy to measure. So let's do something with the Beholder. The Beholder is great. It has 3 cloaks. Got lots of power. Does it everything you want. I know the power score is a little bit higher. And then we're going to put our whirls up there, and then we're going to use our frames in the back for our other area. Let's we know we're going to want the P1U charge generator under here. You could put a bigger generator under here and go end game with it, but I'm not doing that right now. I'm just throwing a little bit lighter build under there. We know we're going to want a hot red. Maybe don't want to put it there. We're going to throw a couple of seals on this thing, because that is the way to go. I'm missing that second seal. We know the engine can't live there, so we're going to have to put it somewhere else. Put it in the front, maybe. I don't know. We can think about it. Okay, so what do we need to do to mount some whirls here? Well, we're gonna need gun mounts. So let's throw. Let's use our two gun mount trick again. Leave a space between them so we don't have as many as we need one for each. Gonna throw these on here. Whirl, whirl, whirl. Okay. So we used our extra energy this time for the second seal, so we're still gonna need a radar. Still gonna need a radio, sorry, and a radar. Alright, that's not gonna go there. What do we want to use for wheels or tracks on this thing? You know what? I think this has got so much room under the front. I think I'm going to put these up here. Come on now. Oh, I see it's going to stick out if I do that. Yeah, I don't like that. Alright. Put them back. Okay. So, we know that with the beholder, you need to throw a few more tracks on there to get a little bit more tonnage. So, it's a little faster, so we're going to go small tracks. Dog wants to go outside. Let me just let him out real quick. Mama, you want to go outside? Mama? Go. Go. That's okay. Loves a dog. He's the best. I'm gonna get that dog. He just wants to hang out with you all the time and be your friend. It's the best. Cats too. I like cats. Although my cats have been more indifferent to me. Although, not always. Okay, now can we have this big gap here in the front. I wonder if we can throw our tracks down in there. Can we do it? Will that help us? I've seen some really cool stuff done before, but I don't think it's going to fit too. So that's not going to work. We could use narrower frames, but I think we'll stick with our tried and true method here of doing it this way. Okay. Back as far as I can on the back one, just to kind of get the right. I did have a lot better luck getting. See now, I debate on wanting to have this in the middle to protect that generator, but I think I'm going to put them up close so that we have a little bit more spread. That helps by turning. Having two in the front is nice because when you get shut off, you still got one left. Okay, so this is going to work well. Alright, so now got our engine, radio, radar. Could protect our radar with some frames if we wanted to. Kind of fun. I wonder if that can be enough. Yeah, and we could maybe even do a 1 by. One by 4 lightweight frame. Fit. It will. Okay. So lately we've been using the bull bars on the back. Probably could use something heavier on the beholder. It does take a little bit more. Does have a little bit more weight, but my power score to be just awful. So looks like these are not sticking out quite far enough for me to get 2 bull bars on here. So maybe I'm gonna go with something even lighter across the back. Those are sacrificial things as well. I really like these bumper spikes. They're nice. Alright, so we've got to do something over here to protect that generator on the side. We also got to put some bumpers in the front. Maybe we go bull bars on the front. See, it's not going to like that either. Alright, so then how about screeners? We like those. always like me some screeners. And does it matter that I don't think it needs to really be attached to anything there, but I can always just throw a 1x4 frame in and just give it an extra point of view. Alright, so now we want to run something down the sides, kind of make it look decent. Let's move these parts we like. Large assembly section, will that fit? Oh, fit right there. That's an interesting look. Not this way, it will fit that way. It's kind of nice. I'm going to find something to mount it to. It's kind of buggy-ish. Could probably... I don't really want my tracks to hit first, so I think I am going to move these back a little bit. There we go. The tracks are resistant, but you don't really like losing them. So let's just test drive that real quick. Make sure it's working well. Turning okay. Alright, that works well. Alright, so continuing with this theme here. What do we want to do to protect our little happy little car? This build is going to work better with some of these lighter parts. You don't need to go maximum durability with the humpback there. Just kind of decide how I want to screen the back of this thing. In that last build we did use some pretty big APC parts at the back. Maybe we want to do something like that again. You know, because you really don't want those being shot from behind. Alright. So then what about in front? Well, we can use some hard modules. Those are nice. We can even do them this way. This is kind of an interesting way to do them. If that looks any better. Or is any better. Another thing we could do is something like this. Just a little bit more. That's nice. Now I want to double protect these. They're not attached to the cab here, so we need something to go under there. One option, it's always light and easy to do, is just throwing one of your extra radiator grills down here. Now those are just strong little parts that will seem not quite, they're a little too tall, so we need to, in order to do that, we can use two of them. Oh, okay. Alright, well, that's fine. We use the radiator grill. So, again, those are just, they're pass-through parts, so they're strong. Oh, and soak up some damage, hold this thing together. Alright, so we got kind of our front built. This, that doesn't look that cool, so that I know it's probably better functioning there. I think that's going to work well with our design. What other parts do we want to use? Minivan panels are nice. Will it easily fit? No. Okay, let's go. What about bus panels? Oh yeah, that's nice. That's good. And we can still use our little power slide at the back here. That's not bad. Does it have another? So one other thing you can do is a great place for a small buggy floor. Just protecting that, and then it also gives you a place to mount a little extra bumper, a little extra rear protection. Two of them should we do that. Alright, let's try it. Yeah, not bad. And what's even stronger than that? Well, no, that's the strong. Is that the strongest way to do it? Yes. Let's say, I think let's go this way so that we've got attachments to this bunker on 2. Shoot, didn't work there. I see. Yeah, I think that the way I had it was better. It's only attached to the bumper there, though, right? Oh, yeah, it's one behind. Okay. Okay, now. There, that's nice. All right. So what else do we have here? I want to protect these sides. I was gonna go to these APC roof parts. They're super strong. You know, you're just not gonna shoot those off very easily. It's not spaced. Armor. We'll see, we're just about out of tonnage already. Not bad. I guess we can throw another track in there if we want to. But let's try to just use some light stuff to finish it off. Alright. Scorched. Love that. And love that. This. Interesting. Protects the generator side there. It's nice. We'll use that. Okay. Do we have more of those? No. It's back here. Alright, what else do we have left? Not much weight left. So where's the refrigerator inside? Oh, that's nice. Okay. Pretty good part there, the vial. I know I go on about the vial, but I do like it. Okay, so just trying to put a little bit more, get that durability up a little bit. Give ourselves a little shoot off parts. Okay, so we're almost to 10,000. Just see what you can do. Here's got different parts. Alright. Rather armor up the sides of this a little bit more, but we get the point. Okay, we've got bumpers on the front, we've got a radar, radio, engine. Put something in front of the engine. Yeah, let's put something in front of the engine. Devilry, you say? I don't know. Not super in love with that. Any of those parts, actually. The bore. They're pretty tough, though. What about... There's a really cool grill. The Vanguard. That's nice. Do we have any... Can we throw this on the top? Throws us over tonnage, but... Can we lose those? Lose 4 of those to make that fit. I think that's okay. Those are kind of weird parts anyway. Do we need... This can go forward one. Yeah, there we go. That's the kind of thing I'm looking for. There we go. That's nice. Doesn't have to be perfectly connected everywhere. Alright. So let's throw some paint on here. See if it looks terrible. Some plate steel. Not hating that. Not hating that. 10,001 power score. Okay. Alright, well. Let's go get some batteries. Oh, let's test drive it first real quick. Holder, whirl. Test drive. Okay, yeah, that's gonna work. Alright, so we'll battle and then I think we're gonna call it a day for today. But it's been fun hanging out with you folks, and hope you like some of those heavy builds. I know we're ending it on a beholder, but I just think based on the whirls, you're gonna by the time you fully armor up a humpback, or a bastion, you're gonna be such high power score that the weapons are gonna be less effective. So might need to use something a little bit different on a fully built out heavy like that. But it was fun to use those perks, and I did like saying humpback get angry. I don't know why. I guess they were having a pretty decent day. Alright, where is it? Let's cloak and... Hello? Fire dog. Hello, fire dog. Our tracks. Fire dog. Oh boy, we lost one of our trains. Shot. Buddy. Missiles. What the heck happened there? Uh-oh. Flying. Woo! It's a tough battle. Great example of once you start getting armored up, you start using things like the holder, you're going to end up in a higher power bracket. And you're going to be facing people that have, which this isn't too bad, but still, you're facing people with legendaries and relics and things, and it just ends up getting a little bit tougher. So that's kind of one of the reasons I really like to run lighter builds now. I think the build is one of the best caps in the game. High power score does not as viable for some. Also, I don't think I played super well. I was kind of charging a little bit, so we'll see how it goes here. We'll try. Close. Driving me crazy this whole game. Keep forgetting I have a cloak. Okay. Get him. Oh, darn it. Good try. How do we do? Towards the bottom. Oh boy. That's embarrassing. Not really. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some in this game. The important thing is spawning fast and dying fast. Alright. Let's go play... Whoa, that was weird. I'm following you. Okay. We have some people over there already. Okay though, got a kill, and we disrupt. So anyway, I'm gonna return my garage. We're okay without that power. So thanks a lot for joining me. If you have any suggestions, you can hit me up on Reddit, and I can answer questions. Feel free to message me, and I can make you a build or do something in the stream and talk about it. All right. It's exciting.